Hi, welcome to Mennonite Farmhouse. I'm Leanne, and if you're new to my channel, I do cooking and baking from scratch, canning, and dehydrating videos. If that sort of thing interests you, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you find value in this video, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow, and I sure do appreciate it. Today, we are participating in Preppery's Shelf Stable Pantry Recipes Collaboration. There's a whole bunch of great channels involved, and we're all going to show you recipes coming from your dry goods, your canning, and your dehydrating and freeze-dried food. And we're leaving out the refrigerator and the freezer. But we're also allowed an egg because a lot of people have coop stability nowadays. Coop stability. You want to head over to Mary Ellen's channel to get this lovely binder cover where you'll be able to store all your favorite recipes that you print out for this collaboration. We are cooking Pennsylvania Dutch today. This soup was my childhood favorite, and I just love the simplicity of it, and it's very few ingredients, but we're going to turn it up a notch and we're going to make it from shelf stable food. All right, we are using the Pennsylvania Dutch cooking cookbook. And for chicken corn soup, you traditionally would use a chicken with some water, onion, celery, corn, cooked eggs, and salt and pepper. And with the Rivels, you want to put some flour, egg, and milk together. And I just love old cookbooks. This one prefers a 1-year-old hen for the recipe. And this one just said a 4-pound hen. Didn't matter how old it was. So we're going to use our canned chicken, canned corn, canned chicken broth, some celery powder that I grew and dried myself, parsley that I dried myself and grew, salt and pepper, and we're going to use dehydrated onions. So we're going to throw this in the pot and get started. Being this being shelf stable, we just have to heat up the soup all together. Just listen to that seal. All right, we're gonna pour our broth in. Chicken, broth and all. I love cooking hard-boiled eggs in the Instant Pot. It's easy to remember, 5-5-5. For 5 minutes on cooking on low pressure, 5 minutes of a natural release, then 5 minutes of a cold ice bath. Then the peels will shell off, even with farm fresh eggs, which I've used today. Gonna measure out maybe 1/8 of a cup of dried onions. The celery is concentrated when it's in this state. I'm gonna do 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to do a teaspoon of parsley. Now, chicken corn soup is known to have lots of pepper in it, but we're only going to do 1/2 teaspoon. Like, that's the one main seasoning is pepper and salt. And for this amount of soup, we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then your corn. We're going to stir and put it on medium-high heat and let it get warmed up. Should take about 10 minutes. I felt inclined to add more salt. Alright, to make Rivels, we're going to add a cup of flour to our bowl. One-handedly crack our egg open. And put that in there and whisk it together without making a mess, which is not going to happen in this house. Sorry. Hate to disappoint you. Then you're going to add your buttermilk to this. That we made from powder and water. All right, full disclosure here. This is my first time making Rivels in maybe 20 years. And making them with buttermilk powder and water did not turn out right. So next time I'm going to just use water if I don't have any milk. But how's that going to ever happen if I'm a dairy farmer's wife? And look at the fresh egg color. Alright, don't be afraid to get in there and use your hands and just knead that dough and get it mixed up. Try to get all the flour off the side of the bowls. Now the hard-boiled eggs will go in. I just diced them up, rough chop, and I think this is an essential part of chicken corn soup is hard-boiled eggs. I know it might seem a little weird, but I absolutely love hard-boiled eggs in chicken corn soup. Now I'm going to create some rivels. Rivels are the small pieces of dough that are created from flour, eggs, and sprinkled or riveled off between fingers into simmering soups or broths. These rivels slightly will thicken the broth and make for a heartier bowl of soup. Chicken and corn soup is a classic Pennsylvania Dutch soup. The Pennsylvania Dutch, also called Pennsylvania Germans or Pennsylvania Deutsch, are descendants of the early German immigrants to Pennsylvania who arrived in droves mostly before 1800 to escape religious persecution in Europe. Like many of the other persecuted groups, they came for William Penn's promise of religious freedom. Today, most speak a variation of their original German language as well as English. They are made up of Amish, Mennonite, Lutheran, German Reform, and Quakers, and other groups who share some beliefs while differing from each other's. I, for one, am proud to honestly say that I am definitely Pennsylvania Dutch. I can trace my family line back to the 1700s in Pennsylvania. So therefore, I am Pennsylvania Dutch. Now that we have tied in our history lesson to our food, let's get back to cooking, shall we? Now, you want to put your pasta in and let it cook for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Then it's ready to be served. What is your favorite food from your culture that you grew up with? Let me know down in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. Alright, it's that time to have some lunch. Now, if I pour myself a bowl, should I pour you a bowl? Come on over. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Or how about eating?
Where's the cheese?
It don't get cheese.
Are you sure?
Not traditionally.
Yeah, it's very good.
Thank you so very much for watching. If you've made it this far into the video, I'm sure you're loving the content of this channel. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on each video. May I suggest watching this next? Until next time, take care and God bless.